Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I want to do a follow-up on the previous class which we had. We looked into the, the different views under SPSS. So we have data view and we have variable view. And just a recap on what I did mention the last time. When you turn on your SPSS, it's going to take you directly to this view, data view. All right? How do you know your data view? When you look across here, you can see that we have var from your top right hand side to your left hand side. All right. So, but this is not the view that you should be at. You should get to this view, which is variable view. And I did say that variable view is the view where we do our dirty work. This is here we do our dirty work. All right. This is where we put in our data. Okay. So just a follow-up on the data we used last time. I gave you this data. So this is data or data sets gotten from a questionnaire administered to 10 teachers to find out what is their job satisfaction. So you can see that the first teacher here is a male from a private school and has a bachelor's degree. For the first question on job satisfaction, he said, I agree. The second question, he said, I agree. The third question, he said, I disagree. For the fourth question, he said, I agree. For the fifth question, he said, I disagree. And for the sixth question, he said, I agree. Seventh one, agree. Eighth, strongly disagree. Ninth, agree. And the last one, he said, strongly disagree. Now, this is what the questionnaire would look like. All right. So you can see that the first respondent, from that first response, you can see it is this one that is highlighted in red. All right. The first teacher is a male from a private school. He has a bachelor's degree. And if you look at the questionnaire that he has filled, it's correct. He's a male, he has ticked male from a private school, and he has a bachelor's degree. And then the first question that was asked, he said he agreed to it. All right. So when we check the field questionnaire, you can see the first question is, I am generally satisfied with my current job. He said, I agree, and so on and so forth. Now, this questionnaire on job satisfaction has 10 items, 10 questions on job satisfaction. 5 of those questions are measuring intrinsic job satisfaction. All right? Intrinsic job satisfaction there, I mean that job satisfaction that comes from the inside. All right? So first question is on general job satisfaction. Second one is for meaningfulness of work. The fourth one is on career development. The eighth one is for manageable workload, and the last one is on job security. And the remaining questions are to measure extrinsic job satisfaction. That is what the job satisfaction gotten, externally, all right? So you look at the salary and benefits, supervisor support, relationship with colleagues, physical work environment, and career recognition. So I've talked about coding before. So it's important that you provide a value for all the responses you are going to get, both from section A and from section B. All right, section A is asking 3 questions. What is their gender, what is their school type, and what is their highest qualification? But section B is asking the actual question on job satisfaction. Now we are going to provide our key. Now, before you enter your data, it's important that you provide your key so that whoever is looking at the data set will be able to understand what you actually mean. So, and I did say that it's important to be consistent with the numerical values that we use. So we usually start from 1. So 1 is male, 2 is female. That is for the first column, for this column. And then for the second column that has to do with school type, 1 is private, 2 is public. And for the third column that has to do with academic qualification, 1 is bachelor's, 2 is master's, and 3 is PhD. Now remember I mentioned that I said that this number does not mean that if this is 2, 2 is better than 1. It's just a number for identification sake. So we have been able to provide information for demographic information or data. So the remaining information we are going to provide here, or we are going to convert all these to numerical values, right? So we are going to use the code for it. The highest value will go for strongly agree. So whoever, if you tick strongly agree, we're going to convert it to 4. If disagree, we convert it to 3. If disagree, we convert it to 2. And if we strongly disagree, we're going to convert it to 1. So what that means is that you should be able to change all these numbers to what they mean numerically, okay? But we'll come to that much later. What is important is we have to understand how to impute this information on SPSS. And then when we go back to SPSS, I said this is where we should be doing all that, all right? So in the next session, I'm going to you're going to key in the values. So thank you.